Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sorry we're a little late. We have to blame Andrew for that, and clearly not Mitch, because Mitch is always here on time.
Right.
Whoops. And turn off the other one. And leave you just so I can see what's going on. So anyways, point is, we are all here, alive, well, and hello, Laura. Hello, Obsessed with Horror, and anybody else that comes in a little later. We are live once again. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend, and I guess it's the Easter weekend for both sides. One of the rare times we align on things. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their rabbit and chocolates and all that.
Or chocolate rabbits.
You know,
is there an echo? Yes.
Is there an echo?
It sounded like it.
Yep. There's an echo.
How about now?
I don't know. Nope.
Okay.
I don't hear one now.
All right. Well, good. Oh, hello, Lainey.
Hey there.
Surprisingly enough, I was actually looking for chocolate rabbits. I couldn't find any. I could find every other cartoon character but rabbits.
Those wascally wabbits.
Well, I was specifically looking for Reese's Pieces because as somebody who likes chocolate and peanut butter, this is the prime season for it.
Yeah. You're just looking for
the Reese's of the Pieces.
Well, it's better than Reese's Pieces. Completely different brand. Would not recommend it.
I don't know where you're shopping, but you should probably stop. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Never heard of that brand.
Oh, really? You should try it, man. It's great. It's one of the best brands out there.
That's right. I'm good.
I'll get you a box. Actually, I mentioned this in our chat, but I'll mention it out in the thing. So I decided, as a last-minute ditch effort for fun, there was a toy show going on in Mississauga, which, if anybody knows, Mississauga is about 2 towns over. And I took the GO train in, which is $10. It was the most saddest thing I'd ever gone to. And, I mean, technically what Quick said in our thing, it was a warehouse show. That should have been my first hint that there was that it was bad. But it was the smallest thing I had ever been to. It was 5 shelves. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mitch.
Tell them what I said the first clue was.
Oh, the first clue was when it said warehouse.
No, that was the second clue. First clue was because it had awesome in the title.
Oh, yeah. What I seen? Yep. Not much. Yeah, so I went to this place. It had basically 5 shelves. Each shelf was obviously something different. Like they had DC Legend figures, wrestling, Funko Pops, then Pokemon cards, and then hoodies. All of them overpriced. Nothing older than maybe a couple months. And then I thought, oh, cool. Oh, well, you know what? The largest mall in Ontario is. I went right by it on the way here. So I get off the bus. I walk across the street. It's closed for Easter.
Oh no!
Oh wow!
Well, yeah.
So hey Anthony, that's why you guys saw pictures of. Luckily, there was like this arcade place that was open in the mall. So I was like, screw this! I came all the way out here, and I sat down and played a bunch of games. Played Alien Requiem, Walking Dead, which was really cool. Played the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up game, which was I showed a picture of that, and was there for about a whole hour and realized the 15-year-old Sean that used to go to an arcade and could spend like a whole day there. Anything longer than an hour, yeah. Well, a lot of the arcades now are all claw machines. It's like, last thing I want to do is play a claw machine, then sit there on a bus with a Squishmallow.
Yeah. But that's for young people who are going on like dates and shit.
Yeah. Last thing I want to do is be walking out there with a Squishmallow going, oh, okay, what do I do with this now? Do I give it to a kid? Do I leave it on the table? Pardon?
Well, if it was a Stay Puft Squishmallow, you would keep it.
Yeah. I feel comfortable with that, but they weren't. They were like the cheap knockoff ones where, Bumblebee, Avocado.
No, those are regular Squishmallows.
Okay. Hey, Tats.
They're like a bunch of random
Uh,
things. They have unicorns. They have like Sanrio stuff. They have like anime ones. There's one of like everything. I think avocados was like one of the first ones they did. I think.
Yeah, actually, Obsessed with Horror. Basically, that is a fair assessment. It was a toy show out of a break room. Yeah.
jeez.
LBD, imagine if you just like put 5 shelves in your room, got rid of the bed, you could run your own awesome toy show.
Yeah, yeah. I probably got more stuff than they did here.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
And it's funny too because the same name they host. I've been to their other shows and they're pretty big shows. Like they have a lot of stuff there. But I guess because it was just the guy who started it, and I guess he was trying to get rid of excess stuff that he didn't need anymore. That's why they ran it. But
Mm.
I'm not. That was a waste of time and money.
Well,
that kind of reminds me of the guy over here. There's a store around here. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna do an event. They didn't announce the event, the initial event, because they were gonna do 2. They would do one that day and one the following Wednesday, which I wasn't here for.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, the people they have, they're paying to promote the event.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a tit for tat thing because they're letting them test out an app as well. So like they're not really paying for it, but so they're basically guinea pigs for promotion. And they didn't promote the first event, so there was nobody there. They only promoted the following week event. So I'm curious to know if anybody actually showed up, because you had vendors show up on the first day, and we're like, "What's going on?" You know?
Well, when I went to this event, there were like people lining up. Like it was about 15 to 20 people deep, and I'm thinking, oh wow, this must be a big thing. And because it was in an industrial park, I'm thinking
Mhm.
it's good, and the building was huge, that it would be.
Heck.
But as soon as I walked in, it was like, okay, I see a narrow aisle with a bunch of shelves. And I'm thinking, and then I see somebody standing at the end. I'm thinking maybe he's blocking a path where there's another entrance to a bigger part. So I walk all the way to the end and realize, nope, there's nothing there. Just a bunch of boxes blocking people. Hey,
Mhm.
Mama J. And
Hello,
I
hello.
went,
Still on the day.
so normally in these things, I would, like anybody else that's gone to a toy show, you'll do a once around, see what's there. And then, you take a closer look at the things that are of interest. I was like a CSI detective. I was looking at every shelf and behind every pop just to see if there's maybe something.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you did your due
So-
diligence, because you never know.
Well, I honestly I saw something there that they had for sale, but I didn't think Andrew would want it. It was the Batman where he's in the blue armor with all the missiles and everything on it. It had him on
Yeah,
sale
no.
for like $10. I was like, that doesn't feel like something Andrew would want.
No.
And missiles? We're talking about a figure, right? Not a
Yeah.
Funko Pop.
Yeah, it was what?
Yeah.
No, it was an action figure. It was like when Commissioner Gordon became Batman temporarily, and he was wearing that armor. And
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, it was Batman, Iron Man.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like
Speaking
Batman War Machine.
of
Mhm.
speaking of Batman stuff, I don't know if anybody watched WrestleMania. When Rhea Ripley came out, she did a kind of an ode to the Batman Who Laughs, or is it?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the
It has
mask.
like that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard. What was it? John Cena won that, right? 17th time now.
Oh yeah, he won the whole thing. It was all about John winning everything.
Oh,
I
Yes,
find
No,
it
I
funny
just
that-
yeah, he won his match, but I mean that
Yeah,
was the big thing about was him
Well,
being
yeah,
there.
yeah, no, he won his 17th title, which surpassed Ric Flair because he was 16 time, all
Yeah.
that. And
And then it's funny because
Hey,
he won
Jeremy.
it as a heel of all things, which he's never been
Yeah.
a heel.
no,
mhm.
yeah, completely, and won it like a heel also.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, it was a pretty good show. I mean, there were some rough ones and there were some really good matches. So
yeah.
I watched both nights of it. It was two
I
nights.
didn't watch the whole thing. I fell asleep halfway through the first one, and then I caught up at the end. Well, not the first one, the second one. I fell asleep halfway through the second one, but I was just tired. So it's not like it was
Yeah.
boring or anything. I was just tired. I woke up like I think the last 2 matches or something, which is I think the
Mhm.
Ripley match and then Cena, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah.
no. Ripley was the first night. If I'm not mistaken. No.
Was it? Oh, I don't know what I watched the match previous to Cena's match and then Cena's match. That's where I woke up.
Yeah, because I think like Liv Morgan and them,
Oh, the
it
tag
was
team.
their
the
match.
tag
I
team.
think was right before.
Yeah, with Becky Lynch coming back.
Yes. Who Liv Morgan supposedly retired.
Yeah.
I did
Pretty
get to
good.
see. I did get to see WrestleMania because on a big, had to be a 70-inch screen TV on the wall. They had it playing at that toy show. That was the only. Because now I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, they had that on there.
Well, here's the
What
thing.
time were
Like,
you at the toy show?
Pardon?
What time were you at the toy show?
Like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
WrestleMania didn't start till 7:00 p.m. both nights.
They're probably
Okay,
playing the first one or something, or like a rerunner.
All I know is wrestling was up there because I looked up and went, oh,
What
And
day
then I
was
was-
this again?
Sunday.
Okay, so they were probably
They
playing
should have been
Saturday.
playing
back.
Saturday nights thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Now it makes more sense.
Okay. All I know is I looked up and went, oh, but like I told you, this place was packed so tight that it.
Well, it's funny because people used to always like for pay-per-views like that. People used to always use those as like people to bring people into bars and stuff like that.
Oh
So
yeah.
you would have to pay. So you would have to pay for it. Now it don't even matter because even the places don't even got to pay for it because as long as they have a streaming service, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Not even that, man. You
Peacock.
just look, you go in the bar and you go, which one of you guys have a Netflix account? Great. Could you scan the screen there with your phone? Thank you. Okay, let's watch.
It's Peacock, not
Yeah.
for pay-per-views. It's Peacock.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
thought- okay. Still even.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
no,
they
so
still have a
Raw-
contract with that. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So Raw is the only one that's on Netflix. I think SmackDown's still on regular TV, and then Peacock has the rights to all the pay-per-views and like some of the other shows that they do.
Weird.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
People are like, why don't you just put them all on one? Like that's why people are like crying about the whole network thing. My thing about the whole WWE network, I feel like they just kind of gave up on it too fast. But you know, because when they gave up on that, Vince was still in charge, and Vince is one. I feel like he's one of those people. If it doesn't happen right there and then, he's just gonna shut it down as quick as possible.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
are Vince?
No,
No.
yeah, Sean R. Vince. He's darn near the he who shall not be named anymore. McMahon is.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the only person who's worse than him when it comes to that is Benoit. Like that, they're like right there next to each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Triple H talked about him at the Hall of Fame induction.
That must have been
which
interesting.
was a big surprise.
Yeah.
But
he was yeah, that was I watched I that came up on actually my YouTube short feed because it was like watching him diplomatically talk about it without, I'll get you know what? I'll give credit where credit is due. That was some very, very coy way of, bringing it out without necessarily going into the nitty-gritties. So I mean, I'll give credit where credit is due on that. And for me to notice that as somebody who doesn't watch wrestling is pretty impressive, I think.
Well, we've said this before, Sean. You have the knack of like picking out things in media pretty easily.
I'll give you that, but still, it was just interesting. I like watching people talk about awkward things, but do it in such a way that it's done with a certain level of class and style. It's a lost art form.
Well,
Not a lot of people can do it.
Speaking of Vince, does anybody talk to Vince?
Yeah, he's currently sitting on the throne, taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's been taking the Browns. He's been taking the Browns to the Super Bowl all day, apparently.
Yes.
Wow.
On a trip down Hershey Highway.
Yeah.
Too much, guys. Too much.
He's painting the barn.
a simple yes. We talked to him. He's not feeling good, or something along those
So,
lines.
so what you're saying is we can't. Wait. Did we fail the diplomatic way of talking about it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Oh
we
darn!
lost our whole chat over here. After that
Well,
one.
I'm just saying. Well, he wrote it in the chat, and even I saw it. I was like, oh, okay.
I haven't looked at it. So
Yeah, the writing's on the wall. And we're done.
Jesus Christ! Wow. Way to bring it back. Wow.
Speaking of diplomatic, but yeah, it was. I do have a copy of it on Sean Flicks for the Wrestlemania because I do want to watch it. Which will probably be something I'll probably watch tomorrow while I'm at the gym.
You got both?
This is actually the first day that I have not done my 10,000 steps or my 45 or my 50 minutes of cardio because the gym was closed and I started later today. So I didn't feel like getting up at 6 in the morning and trying to run outside downtown Hamilton at 6 in the morning. I was like, you know what? No, it's too cold and not doing it. I'd rather be in the gym and go on the treadmill. So
Yeah. There you go.
So
needle pulling thread. So aside from my obviously washout of not getting anything at the toy show, or in this case the toy closet, did anybody else get anything decent over the weekend?
Nope.
Yeah.
I went to Universal and Disney.
Cool. How's the mouse doing?
Anyway, next.
Huh?
I said, how's the mouse doing?
Doing pretty good, you know. He still packs the house.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Did you go to the OG Universal or the new one?
The new one's not open yet. It's only open for season pass holders.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't open in May.
They open next month. I wanted to go to that so bad. I'll be honest with you, I was tempted to buy the pass. I'm like, because I traveled so much in comparison, and I kind of want to travel more because I got a chance to spend time with Nick and Flocka and the baby and all that stuff. And we're planning to do that part next time we go down there.
How are they doing?
Oh, they're doing good, man. It's having a new baby is obviously a little bit hard, but they seem to be doing well.
Well, good, man.
Yeah. So it was good to spend time with them.
That's good. I'm glad you were able to get down there, buddy.
And the kids got along still, so they always get along really well. So that was pretty fun.
That's good.
Yeah. I got a chance to get on the Harry Potter ride at Universal. I almost couldn't get on. I had to try it 2 times. The first time I was in the middle and it wouldn't lock on me because of my knee, my left leg. I couldn't get it into place. So the lady's like, "Oh, give me a second. I'll put you to the side and try to get you on another one." So the kid and her grandma got on by themselves, and then I waited a little bit, and they got me on in the front. And
which one of the Harry Potter rides?
The one in Universal. Like
Gringotts? Gringotts? In Diagon Alley?
Yeah, in Diagon Alley, yeah.
Okay, that's Gringotts. That's the bank with a big dragon over top of it.
Yeah, the bank, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Gringotts.
Yeah. I was able the wait for that the wait for that thing was like 80 minutes. It was insane.
Yeah.
And the alley was packed. Like you couldn't get through there for nothing. It was ridiculous.
I have to ask, because obviously you guys have been, especially Mitch.
Yeah.
Are the waits okay? So here's my thought. The 80-minute wait. How long is the ride? And compare those two together. Is it worth waiting the 80 minutes?
It honestly depends what you're into. If you really enjoy like what it is, then yeah, it's worth it because it's something you went there to go do.
Okay.
Here's my idea on it. We usually go to Halloween Horror Nights, which you're able to ride a bunch of the rides also, along with the haunted houses and the shows and the scare zones and everything that you get from Halloween Horror Nights. A lot of the rides are also open, like Gringotts is open, and the Simpsons and Men in Black and all the different rides, Transformers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, a fast pass
Oh yeah,
is well worth it. I mean, it's
The-
more expensive than the ticket in a lot of cases.
yeah. It's
But
like 127. It's like 127 for it.
No, I get the fast pass, but I'm just saying, like, my question was, how long's once you're on the ride from beginning to end? How long is it? Would you say?
Depends on the ride.
Yeah, it depends
Well,
on
that's
the
what I'm
ride.
asking LBD.
I don't remember how long it was. They're pretty fast. Like you might be on there like a good like 10, 15 minutes at most.
Okay.
It depends. But
Well,
here's the
no.
thing.
See,
Here's the thing. Like, okay, good example. So obviously, I was on the vehicle, right? So on
Mhm.
some rides, they'll help you. Like, perfect example for Krusty, for the Krusty or the Simpsons ride. I was like I was at my end, like, because you can't go on every ride. It doesn't allow you to bring it in. Like in Disney, almost every single ride you can take it almost all the way up to the front, no problem. Universal, you gotta park it and then get on the line. And they provide wheelchairs there, but I wasn't gonna make nobody push me in no damn wheelchair. I'm gonna stand my ass up and wait. Um,
Mhm.
but for the Krusty one, they saw that they didn't have anybody to help me, and I only went with the kid, and they actually brought me in through the back door and cut the whole line,
okay.
which is nice of
Well,
them. Right? I've never asked,
re-
but they helped me out that way that time.
So, what's your question, Sean? Go ahead.
no. The reason I ask is just because, like, for instance, the closest equivalent we have here in Canada would be Canada's Wonderland. The biggest ride that they had at the time was I can't. It was the Top Gun. Now it's something else, but you know, it's a roller coaster that basically goes one way and then it turns you around. You go backwards and all this other crap. It's altogether it's a 8-minute ride. Now, when that ride came out when I was a kid, it was 45 minutes to get on for 8 minutes. Now I
Yeah.
look back at it and go, it really wasn't worth the 8-minute ride for the 45-minute wait. So that's why I was asking. The
It
ratio
all
of
depends on the ride. It depends
Yeah.
on the ride.
well, that's why I was asking. If
Yeah.
it's in your case, like you said, a 15-minute ride for an 80 minutes, yeah, okay, that's cool. 15 minutes,
Also,
I think that's
I think the difference between what you're talking about and like kind of Universal is like, and even Disney, like when you're going through those lines, you're not just going through a line.
Yeah.
There's a very
an
ambiance to
experience.
everything. Yeah, there's an
Yeah.
experience happening while you're online. Like
Yeah.
you're in the bank,
Mhm.
you're in the forest. Like when you go to ET, you're in like you see like his friends and like there's a certain, when put it to you like this, I already knew we were close to ET because you can smell the ride. Like, and it's not a bad
yeah.
smell. It just has a very distinct like
okay.
odor that they push. That's why. So like
Yeah.
you're very immersed in the universe, every universe you're in. So it's
Yep.
and also your average 80 minutes is like when people are really trying to get on those specific rides, like right in the beginning. Your average wait time is between 35 to 50 at most.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's like,
to put it-
and then there's some rides that are like 5 minutes. Like it depends.
Okay.
But to put it to you this way is like for Halloween Horror Nights, because it's packed in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But for
Mhm.
Halloween Horror Nights, we've done both non-fast pass and fast pass. Like the last year we went, which was like a couple of years ago. I think our longest line was maybe 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
The longest line we stood in was maybe 15 minutes. Some were 3, 4, 5 minutes. I mean, it was quick. You
Well,
get through that line real quick.
that's
Okay.
good. I'm gonna assume that those passes are a little bit more expensive, like for the horror nights. Like compared to regular passes, right?
The Horror Nights pass, whatever the Horror Nights ticket is, the
Mhm.
pass is a little bit more than what the ticket is.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I
Yeah.
mean your general
But it
admission
is
is also
well worth it, or you will not get everything done that you want to do. The first year we went, we didn't buy fast pass because we didn't know much about it.
Yeah.
And the very first haunted house we stood in line to go to was 2.5 hours. They
Yeah,
had a
that's crazy.
bar halfway through the line.
wow. That's prepared.
It
That's
was
being prepared though.
horrible.
But you don't drink, so that sucks. But
No, but I mean, you can get a soda or something too.
Yeah.
But I'm just
So-
saying it was that bad. They put you in a studio and you're in like these serpentine
Yeah, yeah.
barrier and you're walking through a serpentine line. You're snaking
Yeah, yeah.
through it.
yeah.
But I mean, if
Yep.
you're halfway in and you got to go use the bathroom,
Yeah, right.
Well, that's not exactly true. So so I went to Hollywood Studios for Disney, right? Because we want to do the Star Wars thing. The kid got to build a lightsaber, all that stuff. Um, so in Disney, there's certain points where there'll be like emergency exits, and they're not just exits though, like in Universal. Because exits you can just exit there and that's it. You can get out. In Universal, in Disney, in each exit area, there is a cast member there. And if he tells us, listen, because the kid had to go to the bathroom at one point when we were in there, it's like, listen, is there any way we can get out and go to the bathroom? And I was like, yeah, we can take you to the bathroom and bring you right back here. I was like, so Disney's a little bit different. They're like Disney's a little bit more accommodating for sure. Like they try to make your day as best as possible. As long as you don't try to abuse the system, they will wiggle you around, no problem.
That's actually kind of cool because you don't get that at Candy's Wonderland.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So that's very Disney though. Like that's a big Disney thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, those Ghostbuster pictures you sent me, man.
Yeah.
I was like, when I saw the I don't know what you call them. It looked like the Yeti mugs there. I was like, damn, wonder how much that is. And then when you were like $18, like, wait, is that for the small mug or the big mug? You're like the small mug. I went, oh, okay.
Oh, you said mug. You said mug. You would have said more like, like Yeti or Thermos or something like that. I would have been, I would have gotten.
Yeah, I could keep in mind. I was in the middle of other things when you sent those pictures, and I was like,
I
was like trying to think in my head, like, okay, I realize he's at an amusement park. It's going to be amusement park prices, so think small. That's why I was like keychains, cups, nothing. I wouldn't ask you to be like, yeah, can you get me that Leatherman jacket with the Ghostbusters logo on it, the one that lights up?
There was a lot of Ghostbusters stuff there, like all over, like in almost like I wouldn't say in every shop, but I know. And obviously in the main shop in the entrance, and then the first thing I showed you was in the Transformers one. That's a Transformers exclusive.
Yeah.
The diecast vehicle, and then they had all the extra stuff that I showed you was at the Men in Black one. Which is pretty cool, like to see all that stuff. They had a bunch of anime stuff too, man. I forgot that Universal has like a big partner with anime. Like they had My Hero, Dragon Ball, and One Piece. Those are like the three main ones that they had.
Oh wow!
There was one more, but it wasn't that much. I can't remember what it was. But like they had like walls for these specific ones.
Hey, quick! You said you got some stuff over the weekend. What did you get?
Throw it up there.
Was it like Tuesday or Wednesday? Dead Zone had like it was on Whatnot, and he was doing like little mystery boxes, and everything was a chase. And I was lucky enough to get on 2 of the surprises. My mom got on one of the surprises, plus she bought a bunch of other chases. But they had a Quickdraw McGraw chase on there, and I didn't win that. Somebody picked it before I could get to it. But I picked up some other cool chases. I chose the Predator chase.
Oh, nice.
Cute.
And then I got the Punisher chase.
Yep.
Nice.
I think I have one of those.
I figured. Yeah, after watching the final episode of the Born Again, I was like, oh, I'm definitely getting that Punisher chase.
Yeah, I've got I bought the set a while back, probably 2 years ago. They had the chase bundle, and I bought it.
Yeah,
it was.
I know LBD sent me the common.
Yeah. I you know what?
Yeah, LBD sent me the common.
If you I have to look for it because I think it's in storage right now because I'm pulling a bunch of stuff out of storage. But if you don't want to I don't know what the hell the chase is going for right now, or did they come out with a new one? I might be getting rid of it because I did end up getting a statue of him.
Does it look like this, Quick?
And it looks exactly like that, actually, the statue. Hold on, I got it right here.
We get it, Sean. It's a sign.
No, I was looking for the JSA on it because I didn't know if I got a JSA or not.
Yeah,
because apparently you can get stuff if the actor isn't there, they charge like $30 for it. But if the actor's there, they charge 10. So
Yeah, Quick says it kind of looks like this one.
that's cute. That's like a little Hobbit hand.
Nah. If I was going to get a John Bernthal signature, I wouldn't be on a Punisher pop.
Yeah.
It'll be on the
It'll be
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So the statue, I don't know if you can see this. The statue is exactly like the pop. He's holding the helmet. I don't know if you want to make me big real quick. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I don't want to.
So I got this actually real like a real good price, and it is from the Netflix
Nice.
show.
Oh, nice.
See,
Huh.
what is it? This way.
Hey,
So one hand is a little bit complicated.
use both hands.
Oh, there it is. I'm looking for like the where it says it right there. Yeah, right
There
there.
you go.
So it's basically the same as and they were like asking 75 for it, and I saw it online for like people were asking like 80, 90, 70. I think I paid like $30 for it because they had like a
That's
sale
cool.
going on that day.
No,
And I didn't
Nice.
even pay because I had credit. I had credit in that store, so I didn't even really pay for it.
Well, I wouldn't have this chase if it wasn't for Mitch, actually, because Mitch turned me on to the bundle.
Yeah. I got that's where I got it too.
Because I bought it, and then because when I heard he was going to be in Toronto, I think it was last year. I was like, oh wait, I have the chase, but the problem was it was buried in the wall. So I actually had to call Roy over, and it's like, what are we looking for? A Punisher, and it's got to have this sticker on it. I spent an hour tearing apart one shelf. He comes in 5 minutes later. He's like, this one here. He's like, do we still get? He's like, do we still get pizza? Yeah, we still get pizza.
I was gonna say you at least gotta
Oh,
feed him at
wow.
that point.
Well, no, if he comes over and helps, I usually get a pizza, right? But usually it'll
Okay.
take us like an hour.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting him to just, Rain Man it and go, here you go.
He was like,
That's hilarious.
It seems like there's a lot of Marvel here, or some like half, crazy people. I don't know what his mind went to find it so quickly, but it had to be something.
Or he broke in the house, knew what I was going to be looking for the following week, and just placed it somewhere where I couldn't find it. Yeah,
Jeez.
it's here in the cupboard right beside the Campbell's soup. What?
Yeah. I got one of the things I did enjoy that sadly my mom didn't get to see the full experience was I think it's not the one where you go in the Millennium Falcon. It's the other one where you get captured by the Empire, and like they put you in a lineup, and like they like basically berate you and interrogate you, and then you get broken out of prison. That ride, man, it was so like the whole experience was like really, really fun. And when you go like at the end of the night, like when it's like almost nobody there, they don't do the whole experience. They kind of like rush you through it. They don't even take you through like getting captured in the ship or nothing. Like it's like a whole different thing. Like we even went to the back area, the back doors. I guess most of the actors are like tired and they're just like they don't have as many people on staff by that time, so they just kind of like fast forward everything. So my mom didn't get a chance to see that one in its full essence, so it's kind of sad. But it was fun for me and the kid. Me and the kid
I
got
just
to
had this
enjoy
vision
that.
at the end of the ride. You guys leave the ride, and you're in the parking lot, and they close the door, and you realize, wait, we're outside. It's like they're not even escorting you. Like you're not even getting a chance to walk out the exit.
Have a good
door.
night.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, I actually, because I didn't know this, but there's some stuff on Disney where if you have like a Disney Music card, you get a specific experience. And I'm sadly the kid didn't record it because she doesn't like doing any events with bad guys. But I got a special like interactive experience with Darth Vader that you can only do with a Disney Visa card. Yeah, so like you can meet Vader and take your picture real quick, but then there's another experience where he'll like walk around you and like berate you and talk to you, and then kind of like just have like a whole moment with him instead of just like
Pretty cool.
picture and done. So I
Yeah.
got to do that.
Nice.
The other crazy part is I was wearing a Yu Yu Hakusho shirt, and the amount of cast members and like people in full costume that have recognized it and talked about it, except for like Max, who's like Goofy, and Max, who couldn't talk because they're not allowed to talk, but he like
Yeah.
pointed at it and like it was funny as hell the amount of times I got stopped by cast members and people just in the park.
Mm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. Oh, the kid likes roller coasters. I hate it so much.
Really?
Oh, I love roller coasters.
She loves roller coasters. She was so upset that she couldn't go on one specific one because it has a loop, and I don't do roller coasters like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Sissy
Andrew,
Lala.
you could get the roller coaster experience. Just get a sunroof and have Teresa drive the back roads.
It's not the same, bro. It's the same. I'd be better off getting one of those like spring, like you remember those like things at the park you'd sit on, like the animals, and they spring back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd put some big fans in front of me and just crank the stereo up. Yeah. Lean to one side, lean to the other.
2 minutes to midnight. As he's rocking back and forth.
Well, I'm sure Mitch has seen this one, the Universal roller coaster that's behind where they do the Jimmy Kimmel thing. There's like a big one that just kind of like drops like from the top. It's like right in the beginning, right before you go in really deep into the park.
You know, Rip Roaring Rocket?
Yeah, that one.
Big red one?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you walk in to the left.
Yeah. She wanted to go on that thing. I was like, yeah, there's nobody with you right now that'll do that. My mom don't do roller coasters, and neither do I.
So
he was
Poor
like,
kid.
he was
I'm
so
going to put my
upset.
phone on silent because if she's watching, it's going to go off. So when I was graduating from grade 8 to grade 9, we went to Canada's Wonderland with my mom. My mother hates roller coaster rides. Hates them. We talked her into going to the one that goes around the mountain at Canada's Wonderland. I forget the name of it. Anyways, so we talked her into going. And for the whole 7 minutes that roller coaster was on, she closed her eyes and recited an apple pie recipe in detail because she was so scared.
Wow.
Like we're talking crust, apple filling, all the seasonings, all the spices, times when to take it out, temperature, all of it. And now there's a reason why my phone is turned off now, because if she's watching, there's going to be a text.
Yeah.
No, so I did let her get on, like, they had like a Trolls roller coaster or whatever that's like very minor things. I let her, and she was like, it's so minor that she can go on it by herself because of her height. So she went on that, and then in Disney there's like a slinky one that is a little bit faster and kind of a little bit bigger than the Trolls one that we saw. But yeah, anything that has a twist or like we're dropping from like ridiculously high, yeah, you can't. No, I'm good.
I have a question now. There's a roller coaster here where you get to stand up, like you're literally standing up. They kind of like push you in, and it does loop. It does loop to loops and all this other crap, and it's at Canada's Wonderland. Please, if you next time you come down, I will pay for everything, and I mean literally everything, just to get you on it with a GoPro.
No, I don't do roller coasters, bro. That's it. I told her the next time, because the next time I plan on going, it's probably gonna be a group thing with the kid and Nick and Flocka and their kids and stuff. They can go on roller coasters all they want. They can,
It
and
blows my mind that you're afraid of roller coasters now. Honestly, hear me out on this. I hate heights. You know I hate heights. When you were in Toronto, I said we're not doing the CN Tower. There's no way in hell I'm getting on that elevator. But I love roller coasters.
But I told you I don't do heights either, though.
Exactly. But I love roller coasters. Absolutely love them.
Yeah. You're like the opposite of people who don't like needles but are like fully tattooed.
Yeah. That's I'll give you that. Damn, man. I want to see if you'll recite an apple pie recipe now. Or maybe
No, I'll probably just give
an
you a big
empanada.
middle finger. I'll give you a big middle finger. Because I ain't going.
Yeah.
You'll start reciting recipes you don't even know what they are. Just
and
where'd you find that? I don't know.
I'll tell you right now, if you ever try to even trick me to get on the one and you succeed, I will deck the shit out of you. I'm just putting that right there.
How do you trick somebody to get on a roller coaster ride?
You'd be surprised. I've seen it get done.
I don't see how it works. I mean, you, damn man.
You
Now
do
I
it
wanna
like the
like-
A team does. You just drug them and get them on there.
Yeah, here, drink your milk, LBD.
Yeah. I was,
I hate
what
you
I
now,
found
man.
funny about that. They drugged the biggest guy there, and somehow they all were able to like just get him anywhere they needed to, without any problem.
Jeez.
I don't know. I'm just
Talented.
surprised you didn't kill them at the end.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Anytime you see them, you're surprised any of them live. Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm.
Damn, that is on my bucket list now. I want to get you on a roller coaster.
Nope. Nothing about
Yeah.
Anybody else here afraid of roller coasters? Just so I'm making the short list.
And it's funny because my mom has like this weird memory of supposedly that I used to like roller coasters. I was like, when? Because I came back from Six Flags and I was like 6 years old when I had my accident. There's no way I was even allowed on some roller coasters back then. And I know for a fact, anywhere between then and now, I've never gone on roller coasters other than like small ones with like a nephew in like Sesame Street or something.
Interesting. How about you, Mitch? You afraid of roller coasters?
No.
I'm not afraid of them. I don't fit in most of them.
That's fair.
So,
How about you, Quick?
Yeah, same.
yeah.
And
That's
plus,
my
I
big
don't.
thing.
Plus, I don't like them a lot because after my back injury, some of them, they jerk around too much and it hurts.
Well, here's the thing. Not every place, but I know for a fact, Disney Universal, like they say, pregnancy, heart problems, or like spinal problems, they mention specifically like while you're getting on the ride, like that have those kind of motions, they'll mention it to you. Like there was a lady there who was like obsessed, like oh yeah, like everywhere I go, every single ride says that if you're pregnant you can't get on. I was like, yeah, hello, like
Yeah, unless
and
just dropping a kid halfway through.
Yeah, and they were like, and like the guy so in front of the Simpsons right now, they have like kind of an amusement park thing, like where you can play games, like, like pop the balloon, the basketball, like
Midway.
we have all those outside.
Midway.
Yeah.
So
Midway.
he's sitting there talking to one of the guys, and like he's explaining to her, it's like, she's like, oh, do you have any kids? Like, yeah, I got 3. And the guy looks young. Like, yeah, I got 3 kids. And I was like, and if my person was ever pregnant, or if I, like I would never like bring them to something like this, because like what are they gonna do? Because if you're like the only one who can't get on, it's not, what are you're just gonna be bored, and you're not from the area. You can't just go home because you're here on vacation from God knows where. And I can tell that she said she wasn't from the area, but you can tell.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the only ride I've ever hated going on was, and I think almost every amusement park has it. They call it Drop Zone here. It's the one basically where it goes up like 20, 30 stories, and then it.
Yeah. Well, Hollywood Studios has Tower Terror, basically, is what
Yeah.
that.
Same concept. I don't like those. Not because you go up high, but for some reason, and I still to this day don't know why, but when they drop, I have a hard time breathing.
Well, yeah. Well, you're kind of low to the ground, so I get it.
Wow. Yeah. At least I'm willing to go on a roller coaster.
I never knew elevation made me breathe better. Thanks.
I don't think the 2 less inches is going to make that much difference. LBD.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least I'm
That's what she said.
willing to go.
See, I wouldn't mind going to the top of the CN Tower or stuff like that. That stuff doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
No, I still mentally, the last time I went up there, because they have a glass floor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I wouldn't do the glass floor. Now you're asking too much.
I couldn't mentally in my brain go, that floor is like 2.5 feet thick. There's no way you're going to go through it.
No,
and
I still
mentally could not. I literally could not step out on it.
Here's my thing on stuff
my
like that.
My hands are sweating talking about it. Okay.
To me, stuff like that isn't just I feel like people who like doing stuff like that is real, like it's a real WPS thing. I'm sorry, it is what it is.
Oh, you're probably right, but I literally don't. I would never. I've been up there like twice, maybe 3 times, but definitely twice. And I've done the glass floor once, and I've gone to the observation where you get to look out the side.
Yeah.
but I haven't done anything else. Now they have a thing there for like $150. You can put a harness on and walk on the outside, on the edge of it. It's like,
Yeah. Okay.
no, thank you.
That is extreme WPS things. Listen, here's my thing about that. Enough things have tried to kill me in my life, okay? That I don't need to egg it on, okay?
Sorry, I just had this twisted thought. It's like, where's LBD? Oh, he's up on the tower. He should be down any minute now.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't play those games. You stare deaf enough in the face, I'm all right.
Well,
I'm not trying to make a return trip.
I think if you fell at the CN
It's
Tower,
okay.
there's no return trip. It's a one-way trip. At which point, then you get to go home.
Not for me and Andrew.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll walk it off.
I hate to break it to you, but I don't think I'd take Andrew to the CN Tower. No offense, buddy, but I really don't think you would get the full effect.
Yeah, I mean, overlook
with all
the
due
city.
respect-
It's got to be a great view.
I could just lie to him and say, okay, we're in the elevator right now, and then put a fan on his face and go, okay, now we're outside.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay. Wow, that's
No.
weird.
So
But
I was playing 2K25, NBA 2K25 before we got on here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
that was your
bought
call?
that the other day on my PS5.
Oh.
So,
Wait, what? I'm confused. What happened? What happened?
I bought a PS5.
Okay.
I told you about.
No, I
And-
didn't read that. Sorry.
Yeah, I bought a PS5 mainly because Tony Alphabeard
Mhm.
plays Helldivers 2 all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
And so I've been going online with him and his friends on there and playing Helldivers 2 on that.
Okay.
And then I also got NBA 2K25 also.
Yeah.
Just
So-
started. I hadn't played it in a long time, but
Oh yeah.
I'm
It
rusty
is
as
gonna be a
all
little
get out.
adjustment. Also, Sean, you see, only when Alpha Beard gets convinces him to play a game is when he'll switch over from Xbox to PlayStation. We played Helldivers for a long time, and he couldn't make the switch for us. But Alpha Beard, yeah.
Well, no. Hold on. He's a beta. He has to do what the alpha tells him. It's not by choice.
That's where
Yeah.
I was
He's a
going.
Well, I've never watched you all play. I was sitting over at his house. We'd watch a baseball game or something, and then afterwards he'd get on Helldivers, and I'd sit there and watch it, and I was like, "This looks like a lot of fun."
It is.
And
It's fun.
Mhm.
so I went last, I guess it was last weekend, and
Mhm.
bought a PS5, and got signed up on the PlayStation Network and all that, so I could play online. And they put me in their Discord and all that, so we can talk through the controller rather than through the TV. So there's no echoes,
Nice.
and I don't have to have a
Yeah,
headset and all that. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I cannot get signed on to the My 2K app or whatever that thing is. I cannot figure out how to get signed on to it to do like the
So-
facial thing, because I've always done
Okay.
that in 2K. I've done a
Yeah.
face scan.
You should be able to log in through your PSN.
Yeah, I know. But I will talk about it later.
Yeah.
You can help me through it.
Yeah.
Like it keeps giving me some weird thing. But anyways,
Yeah.
I always like to make my own character and do all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
but I've just been playing a little bit here. Today was the first day I played. I had to take Tony to the airport today. He was flying to Denver for work. So
Wow.
when I got home, I went ahead and downloaded. I bought the game the other day, and I downloaded it just when I got home. But no,
Nice.
I'm loving the PS5.
Why do I see a long embrace as he gets when he gets on before he gets on the plane? I'll see you, buddy.
Nah, I didn't walk him to the terminal.
Oh,
I
okay.
literally drove him there and was like, "Here's your bag. Peace. Have a good trip."
No.
Later.
He's lying. Mitch was inside the terminal, putting his hand on the glass as the plane takes off, going, "I'll be waiting for you."
No, but yeah, no. And then the good thing is I got to go to one of my favorite Chinese restaurants on the way home because it's out by the airport, and I don't ever drive to the airport. So went and sat down and had lunch there today.
Is Chick-fil-A gonna be okay with that?
Nice. Oh my goodness.
Is Chick-fil-A gonna be okay about that, buddy? I mean,
Yeah, you know, I'll cheat on them every once in a while.
Well, then.
But
I'm gonna
But
pull.
no,
I'm gonna
man,
pull up the
it's-
pops.
Yeah.
See what we got here. Actually, some stuff of interest in my case which is hopefully it won't spiral into something.
Well, why are you pulling up pops, man? I got so I woke up in the middle of the night while I was staying in Nick and Flacca's to see
Mhm.
the link for Dexter, and I was like, oh, okay, you know what? Let me just pick up one or whatever. It'll be there by the time I get home. It's not a problem, whatever. Like, 'cause I wanted the exclusive one, the bloody Dexter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, cool. And now I was like, I'll tell them in the morning because I know Flacca's into like the whole murder thing, and she watches those shows. I wake up in the morning to find it out of stock. When's the last time you seen anything go out of stock like that? Like, I didn't
couple
expect.
here
It
lately
was-
have gone out of stock, but that one's been popping back up in stock
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah,
Like I got a notification earlier today that it went back in stock.
but I feel like every time I go look, it goes right back out of stock so fast.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm getting mine. I think mine comes in either tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
So, but I feel bad for her
Um,
because she couldn't get one.
Yes, I feel bad for her too. Moving on.
Jesus. And
Hold on.
I'm
The
weeping.
other
And
pops that I want to get are the suit pops, but those are available because they're common, so I ain't too worried about them.
Okay, so here we are.
we're back.
So not much was put out, but we'll start with Mr. Cena. That's how.
Which that
that's
was
how I
kind
knew
of a
that he won his
giveaway of
match.
what he was gonna be wearing because that picture came out before, I think, didn't it, Mitch?
No, not before the match.
You sure? I could have sworn I seen that picture before the match.
I don't think so.
No,
They had it. They had a picture, but it was like blacked out,
Okay, maybe. I
like
don't
a shadow of it.
And the only thing I remember was the logo here at the top of his hat. Some of the Hollywood signs were doing that. Like they would say "Welcome to Hollywood," and then it would black out the letters to say
know.
"you," and then
Yeah.
C crossed out me.
Yeah, it had it that way in the LAX.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Another Mandalorian with Grogu.
Yeah, it was
this is
samurai.
Samurai
Yeah.
base and stuff, which is
No thanks.
Nah, whatever.
yeah. They did them all. They
And,
did Vader. So
I'm gonna
Dragon
say
Ball.
Dragon
This
Ball.
is the OG. This is the OG series from like when they
Yeah.
were kids. Which is people have been waiting for these for a while because even in statues they just started redoing them because there's not a lot of like this specific characterization, like this specific design.
Yep.
Mhm.
Looks cool.
The Kame House is something I might want because anything Kame House is expensive outside of like just having the house.
I mean, the only thing I like how the Cody Rhodes figure looks.
Did you see how he came out in his entrance?
Have you seen the memes that they've been doing on it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they've been doing memes. The new Funko Pop coming out for Cody Rhodes, and they have the Iron Man with the mask open.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of like how they did that because I felt like it was way too big. Like
Yeah.
it didn't look right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw the picture of the pop without the box, and I was like, "Oh, it's another Ghost Pop." and then I toggled over and went, "Oh, it's a wrestling pop." Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, it's from his entrance. So these are both basically based right on the entrance
Yeah.
that they did for that specific WrestleMania. These
More
are pretty
NBA
cool. I kind of
pops.
like the Shaq. I like the Shaq.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I ordered the Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we knew that.
Yeah, it's a given.
That's the moment. That's like after he get the game when he shot, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that's where he's jumping and he's
Mm-hmm.
doing that whole thing.
Yeah.
And looks like Micro Machines is coming back out again with Star Wars stuff. I think these are reissues, to be honest with you.
Yay.
There might be something original there, but I'm sure there
Well,
are
the only
some.
reason I remember is the TIE Fighter was a Micro Machine.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-mm.
oh, sorry, the TIE Bomber.
It might be a mix.
And King of the Hill,
Yeah.
which I'm surprised they
Yeah.
haven't done sooner than later.
I mean, it's cool that they're doing them, but I don't really care to get them.
I'm surprised they didn't do Hank as a chase with a barbecue or something.
A can of
What, you mean
Alamo beer.
propane?
No, he's holding a can of Alamo beer. Actually, they all are.
Nice.
Well,
Nice.
they're reenacting the scene where they're all standing there from the the opening credits of every episode.
By the fence
in the back alley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all like
Spy Family. I'm getting this for
I
obvious
don't even
reasons.
know what the hell that is.
It's an anime. You're either going to like it on the first episode or you're never going to like it at all. Is the best way to describe it.
I didn't
honestly.
ask for an explanation. I
So,
just don't care what it is.
Yeah.
no, it's a pretty fun anime.
He's here.
No, just the basically they're one of the spy, one's an assassin, and they try to hide who they are. They basically live in a military state where they have if you're over a certain age and not married, you're suspected to be a spy or something. So they do like a contract with each other without realizing it. It's pretty funny.
So if anybody's playing at home, all 5 of us are spies.
Yes.
Alrighty then.
Yep.
Andrew sees everything. He can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty fun show. There's some good action in it as well.
What are those?
Yeah,
Are
this
those
is just-
like minis or whatever the
Oh, these?
bitty pops or something?
Yeah, they're a 2-pack of Bitty Pops.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Jesus
Huh.
Lord.
So repackage them a different way. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
And it looks like I wanted to say couples, but I was like, no, there's Mickey and Minnie, there's Donald and
Daisy.
Daisy.
Yeah, and then Katara and Zuko. Okay, fine. Then I went,
Oh.
and this is where it stopped. Aang and Appa. It's like, no, they weren't a couple. I mean, they were partners, but I
Also,
wouldn't
Katara
necessarily.
and Zuko weren't a couple.
Yeah, that we know of. But yeah, it looks like I guess people didn't want to buy the 4-pack, so now they're trying a smaller pack. But I bet you it'll probably be the same price. And yeah, that's pretty well it. Aside from the Switch 2, which everyone's losing their mind over.
Yeah.
The kid, Here's the thing: the kid doesn't even touch the Switch that she has, so I'm not even gonna waste my money on getting the 2. It's not worth it.
I said the same thing.
My Switch, I use my Switch only when I'm like traveling to my cousins or I'm going to be away from the house for like a couple days just for something to play on.
I don't think it'll be worth it for you either.
No. I think the most I play is like the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. That I play, and Mortal Kombat, which is shocker. I know because I've never let anybody know that I like Mortal Kombat. It's a secret.
Oh, speaking of Mortal Kombat, you saw that they're gonna come out with a second movie.
Oh yeah. I've already seen some of the stills from it. Looks decent. So I might go and see it. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, take your mom to see it in 4DX.
Funny side story. My mother never liked me playing Mortal Kombat and got very apprehensive about it. And when I went with my dad for the summer and I saw it, she got very vocal about it.
Yeah, I know. You told us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Because now, thanks to that game, I now rip people's hearts out and perform.
I could just imagine what the 4DX
Fatalities
with Scorpion. Get over here. Just that alone for that movie could be interesting.
Nah, the game is good. I'm not too big on all the DLCs now that they have, like throwing Conan the Barbarian in and stuff like that, or Peacemaker. It's like, Seems too gimmicky for my liking, but maybe I'm just an old man.
Yeah, you're an old man.
Mhm.
From one old man to another, I appreciate it.
Hey, I like those.
What, you
I
like
like
the
it.
DLCs?
Yeah, playable characters, and different stuff. Absolutely.
When was the last time you played a Mortal Kombat game? Taking too long to answer. That's not a good sign.
Mortal Kombat X was probably the last one I played.
Okay.
So that's like 3 ago.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago.
3 or 4.
No, not 3 years. That's like 3 Mortal Kombat ago because you had
Yeah.
X and what 11 and what was
11, and then they went back to 1.
Yeah. And
I don't know. I played 11. I did play 11.
Okay.
Okay. Because Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
11 is what I have on my Switch right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I could say about Mortal Kombat is it is definitely a game that if you do play on a bus, it's best to wear headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's just courteous. That's just not being a dick, Sean.
I didn't look. I wasn't paying attention. I thought at the time I was the only one on the train.
Sure. Dude.
Hey, you take a train at 6 a.m. You are the only one on the train.
Wouldn't know, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah, you
not
don't have
true.
trains in Tennessee, do you?
No.
Yes,
That's not
they
true.
do. There's one at Dollywood.
Right?
Speaking
They'll
of-
get
speaking
people
of-
shooting at me.
Speaking of Dolly, there's actually a giant poster of her and like for her foundation in Orlando as you're going to get your bag.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Really?
Huge, like yeah, like just the whole wall, just a big Dolly.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah, everybody can see it. It's a giant wall of just Dolly.
Lies. I
I don't know,
Even-
Andrew. Have you seen it?
It's so big, even
No.
Andrew can see.
Did you flew into MCO, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's-
flew, but I had to fly in from Philly because it was the only direct flight. And if I would have flew Charlotte from Newark to Charlotte to Orlando, I wouldn't have made it. It was
Yeah.
the flights were too packed.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
I actually haven't flown into MCO before. I've only flown in Sanford.
Hmm.
Because that's
What's
where
that?
Allegiant flies into, so that's where I always fly. It's just
No,
easier.
I've flown into that one and then in Daytona and obviously Miami, but
Yeah.
I only did Daytona when I went to just go visit Nick and Plaga one time,
Yeah.
and it was just easier to fly into Daytona because they're like right there.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
like 20 minutes from there. Like that.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Orlando, they're like an hour and like 40 minutes. From where I was staying at, it was like an hour and 40 minutes. It was a long ass ride.
Where did you stay?
Davenport.
In Davenport?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was really nice
That's where I
though. Like,
stayed.
Yeah. I made that joke too with some people.
Yeah.
So where I stood though, it was really nice. Like it was 3 bedrooms, but it was 2 floors, and they had like a whole setup. Like they had a Grogu like thing on top, like with a Simba pillow, a Stitch pillow. Like they had like a whole bunch of plushy setup for the kid. They actually left like a welcome basket just for her. Like they asked me what the age and like gender
Mm-hmm.
was,
Mhm.
and they left like an actual basket. They had like little ears and like a bubble thing, a bunch of little snacks you can take to the park and stuff, and like it was just like really nice, like homey touch.
That's cool.
And we were right next to the pool, like it was like right around the corner and everything.
Yeah. Speaking of Davenport, you need to check your boy there, Andrew.
Oh yeah.
Coming out, look, trying to look like Jesus with thorns on his sunglasses, like a
Oh,
crown of
good
thorns on
Lord.
his sunglasses. That was a bit much.
That's why I don't watch this crap.
Yeah, and he was standing there like this at the top of the ramp, and they put the lights on him like it was making him glow, and it was all white robe thing.
Yeah.
He had these sunglasses on with
Uh,
like thorns coming out of the sunglasses. It's like, good Lord,
good heavens.
really?
Good heavens, literally.
Yeah, I was like,
he's going
no,
crazy.
come on, man. That's a bit
Well,
much.
well, listen, when you
Right,
spend that
okay.
much time next to meth labs, and you know, it's you're not all there.
Yeah, jeez.
Eventually catches up. Yeah, I get it.
Apparently.
It's that Mississippi River water we've drank all our lives.
That is the quietest Sean's been in forever. What are you looking at, Sean?
Well, I realized I still hadn't gotten the bloody Dexter pop yet, and I found 2 places that have it for sale, and one has one left. So I'm like trying to actually do it while you guys were talking.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
How much is it?
It's like $40. Yeah, but it would have cost me 38 with the exchange to get it here if I bought it off the Funko shop.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
So
seen
I'm
the
not
glow
too worried about
stickers
it.
on the new
Oh, yeah.
Mexico exclusive things, which are
Yeah.
usually just rebrands of pops that are already out?
Are they?
Most of them have been.
Oh, I
They
don't
completely were last year. It wasn't a new one in the whole bunch. It was just rebrands of Funko Shop exclusives.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wish they did like kind of like unique stuff, like they like how Chalice has their their sticker where like if you try to peel it off, it'll you can tell. Like
Yeah.
stuff
Well,
like that where it has a serial
Security sticker.
number. Yeah,
yeah,
security
two of
sticker.
them are. I know 2 of them are one-piece pops that are going to be
No,
down there at that Mexico thing.
what are they? I can't remember what they were.
One's I forget, the dude that has like the big mask on that's blue and gray.
Blue and gray.
Yeah, I'm gonna mess it up, but I want to say like Snipe or
Sniper King. Sniper King.
is it Sniper King?
Well, you said blue. You said snipe.
It looks like a steel mask thing.
Oh, steel mask. No. Oh, you're talking about Oh my God, I can't remember his
Smoke
name right now.
starts with an S, doesn't it?
I know who you're talking about. Isn't it King? Are you talking about King?
Maybe. I don't
I
know
think it's
One Piece.
King.
You know this.
Yeah, if it's like a steel mask and it's like a lot of black with flames and stuff, it's got to be King.
Hang on.
It's got to be King. That's one of the ones that came out recently too. That's another reason why I would think it'd be King.
You may be right. As I said, I don't know. I just remember it having something to do. I knew it was One Piece, and I knew it was a re-release, just with a different sticker on it.
Okay, there we go.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Nice.
Sorry, you reminded me of it. It's like because I had to actually get the comments from Australia because like apparently okay. So here's an interesting thing. Any of my Canadian listeners, I'm not going to say where I got my information from, but if you are buying Funko Pops from Amazon, apparently how things are working now is all the what do you call it? The dates on there say like January 2026. The reason is how they're working it now is that Americans get theirs first. Anything left over gets over to the Canadian warehouse, and eventually, because I had ordered a bunch of stuff before the holidays, and the U.S. has it, but none of it's been brought over to Canada. So, if you're looking for comments and stuff, I would seriously stick with like GameStop and other local stores. Amazon is probably not your choice for buying Funko Pops right now.
I'm not gonna lie, considering that you have a lot of Canadian people like in your like stuff, I would kind of probably put that out there in a post or something because I wouldn't know that. Just
Well, I just found out like yesterday, so I'm
okay.
The person who provided me the information. I want to. I don't want to quote them on it, so I still got to talk to them about it. But anyways, long story short, yeah, because I ordered a bunch of Wallace and Gromit stuff and some other stuff, even the Ghostbuster stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had to actually go and pick it up locally because once Quick had his, I was like, okay, no offense to Quick, but Quick usually is pretty more patient than I am, and if he gets something before I do, then I should have had it by now.
You're not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't
And that-
pre-order mine either. As soon as they came up on the Funko shop, I bought them.
hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, my source just asked me. Hold on. Yeah, it's a little too late, unfortunately. But yeah. So I am like I said, I gotta talk to them, because at the same time I don't want to put them under a bus. But I will obviously mention them by name. But
Right.
it sucks if anybody's looking for commons, because commons, let's be honest, it's in the name, common. Anybody should be able to get it. And if I'm having to go through whatchamacallit,
Other methods.
other methods, thank you, then this becomes a problem. Because I really, I hate, it's going to sound really funny, but I really don't want to be using you guys for commons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send all my orders to Andrew and I'll pick them up in October.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm gonna assume you want me to send this mug to Andrew.
Yeah, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, let's not set it up so where Andrew's got, like a small warehouse in the basement somewhere with my stuff, because getting across the board, speaking of which, I have to talk to somebody who crosses the border on a daily basis just to make sure if there's anything I need to know, getting across, if there's anything different.
No, I just say
Yeah.
that because I think it's the only thing I have here, and I don't think you're gonna send anything else to my house. So.
Yeah, actually, I've started a lead collection. I've been buying lead specifically, and I got a 1 foot cube of solid lead. So if you could just
What
mail
are
it to
you
Andrew's
trying
place,
to
that'd be
hide?
great.
You're trying to hide kryptonite or something? Trying to Lex Luthor? What's going on?
No, you said you want to work out more, so I figured you moving a 1 block cube of lead around the house will be a good workout.
Listen,
I'm
if there's
building-
something that heavy, my mail lady wouldn't even bother to try to bring it. They'll try to come get me to come pick it up, and as soon as they tell me that it's from you, and I have to go pick it up, they're like, no, you can return the sender.
Hey, LBD.
What's up?
Killer. One Piece from Killer.
Oh.
From One Piece.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
That person.
I know who you're talking about.
Show
Yeah,
of hands. Who thought Mitch was calling him a killer?
Wow.
Well, with you talking about lead like you were, I thought he was calling you a
That's
killer.
what I was like to say. That's what I was like.
I think that's one of the ones that they've shown, and then they've shown another one. I just don't know where I've seen it. I'm trying to look on here to see.
I forget about that guy because he's like secondhand to one of the side crews or whatever that are not too crazy important. They're only
Yeah.
important in the last arc a little bit and just for that and nothing else.
Yeah, literally, I've had 75 pictures of those stickers pop up, but I cannot see. I can't remember where they were shown.
Yeah.
Like what site or what, who shared them.
Yeah.
But I mean, this popped through my feed, my notifications, but I really didn't care about it.
Yeah. When you said blue, that's what threw me off. Yeah, that makes sense because there's not that many people who wear masks. I was confused.
Yeah.
I know King wears a mask, and then you got Sniper King, which is basically Usopp who wears a mask, and then Killer, yeah, he wears a mask too. There's one more guy, but he only wears a mask when he's knocked out, and he turns into this weird serial killer.
Yeah.
Ah.
But that's what that was. I know that's one of them. So
He's like a weird version of Zenitsu, basically, Sean.
Okay, no, I like I said, when Mitch specifically said killer with no context, I was like, well, that's a weird declaration, but all right.
That was the last thing we were talking about.
No, I get it. It makes sense now. It's just at the time. I mean, Quickdraw and I'm assuming Andrew did raise his hand because he doesn't have his camera on, so we all kind of just assumed. Don't get me wrong. I mean, everyone's allowed to have a hobby, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, No, but nobody on this panel has any hobbies. What are you talking about?
Nope, not me.
Actually,
I don't do
all nothing.
somebody at work, we were talking, and I said, "Yeah, I buy collectibles," and he's like, "What kind of collectibles?" I said, "Funko Pops and Ghostbuster stuff." He's like, "Oh, do you have any? What do you have for Ghostbusters? That's expensive." I went, "I have a 1/6 scale Ecto 1." And the guy's like, "How much that cost you?" $2.5 grand. He's like, "At once?" I said, No. I paid it off. It was in small payments here and there. It wasn't like I just went out and went, "Yes, sir, I'll take the one on the top shelf." Nothing but.
He's like, I
And
gotta
in
go to your
retrospect,
house. Dinner's
yeah.
on you. Dinner's on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I'll. You know what? I'll take
Jeez.
2. I'll wear them as roller skates.
And I will hang them on the wall.
You laugh,
crazy.
man,
Lord.
but I have seen, because the company that makes that, Blitz, whatever their name is, I've looked up other people's collections, and there
Yeah.
are people out there that have them hanging on the wall.
Oh, I know.
Mhm.
I know. But that's people who have money to get that done or the know-how to do it themselves.
Yeah, and they're like floating.
Yep.
They're not like, and I'm looking at it going, "Oh, that's got to be bolts. That got to be bolted into
yeah,
like
for sure.
into a stud."
Put it to you like this: like there's the wall behind this here to put my helmets up.
Mhm.
Like the way that has to be set up because like it's a solid, like really really solid wall. It's
Mhm.
hard to get anything in through there. We gotta
Well,
you need a very specific drill for it.
Bro, they've
My
got houses out in LA that have actual cars bolted to the wall,
Mhm.
yeah,
like up on
Yeah.
their sides, like
Yep.
bolted up to the wall.
well, I could do it in this apartment only because they used to make potbelly stoves in here. So the walls are 1.5 feet thick of solid granite behind the drywall, and there's only about that much space between the drywall and the granite. So I mean, in theory, I could do it, but at the end of the day, that's a lot of work.
It's a
Yep.
lot of work,
God
and
help
also you be taking a lot of space away from yourself at the same time.
Oh, no. You see, what I do is I get like a clear Lexon case, and now it becomes a table. So I can make it into like a desk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Coffee table.
Yeah. No, it's funny too. The place that actually did Lexon cases and stuff that I was going to go to, the day I finally decided that I'd go over, I had the measurements and everything. I go over, and there is nothing in there in the showroom. And then I go around to the side
Oh.
to see into the factory, and all the machines are gone. I went, "Oh crap! They went out of business."
You probably could have got something nice right before they went out of business.
Dude, if that was the case, they had some really nice like tiered stacking shelves that they made, like
Yeah.
custom sized ones. I would have gladly bought those.
I'm sure
they
they
were-
I'm sure they liquidated, bro. Because any company
Oh, yeah.
when they go out when they going out, they're trying to get as much as they can out before they got to shut
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Bro, they
Oh,
were. Put it like this: even the hot topic over here, they stole the Funko sign and like the wall displays that have the T-shirts. They were selling even those wall displays. Like every display was getting sold.
Good
Yeah.
job, buddy.
Yeah.
Only
Actually,
half
I
of it.
have a
I heard
3D
you,
printed one of those. I have a 3D printed one of those signs that I bought at Detroit when I was in there in November. But because it was so big, I couldn't carry it back with me, so it's sitting in Rinaldi's garage at the moment.
Wow.
Because the guy who 3D printed it, he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to take these back home, so I'm selling it." And I was like, "Oh, I don't." I said, "How much?" He's like, 50. I was like, "Can you do it for 40?" He's like, "Yeah." Here.
You
Nice.
And Rinaldi's like, "What are you gonna do with that?" I went, "Well, I'm standing there holding this huge sign. And I'm looking at it, going." And he's like, "What are you gonna do?" I went, "Put it in your garage, and then you're gonna have to bring it over next time." He's like, "Why?" I said, "Because I promised to bring boxes over for you to ship out. So I can't be that guy to sit there go, well." So it's sitting in his garage at the moment.
Funny.
But yeah, it's
apparently those signs sell for like between like $400 and $700 or something like that.
yeah, but this is a 3D printed one, so it's not like
No,
official.
I know, but the guy got it for like I think like $80 or $100 or something like that.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Toys R Us here when they were closing the one Toys R Us. You know the big giant Mario statues that they have. Oh yeah, you know how Toys R Us. It was imagine a Mario statue, big one.
They
Like
have
life
them in our
size.
wall.
We
They
used
have
to
them in
have
Walmart. They're on a pole. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. They sold that one here for $250.
Jeez.
Wow.
And I kind of wish I knew at the time that they were selling it, because I would have gladly paid double and made my money back easily.
No kidding.
So Party City went out of business here, and they were selling like displays that never got put out. Like this one guy had like 5 yellow M&M balloon holders, and the guy who at one of the stores kept thinking it was the bowl holders, because the bowl holders, if you have like the red one or the green one, they're like a little bit more expensive. The yellow one's like the least valued one. So he kept
Mhm.
trying to get them, and the guy actually called trying to see if they were missing any of the other ones that they wanted, and he would try to act like he had a connection. Basically, try to set it up to sell him all the rest that he had.
Okay.
Saying that he was trying to buy a bunch of them, right? And then like 2 minutes later, he called in saying, "Hey, do you need any of these?" Like he didn't even wait for the guys to call him. He called right after his buddy hung up.
Well,
No.
okay, so you guys all know the power armor in Fallout, right?
Yeah.
So when Fallout 3, not Fallout 4, but when Fallout 3 came out, they had all the GameStops here had, like the big stores, had the giant Fallout power armor, the original. There was a guy here, and I think it was in Mississauga, doesn't matter anyways, point was, locally, selling one for $700. And at the time, I had over 2,000 in my account, and I thought, I should buy this. And then I looked, I looked at the measurements, because you've been in my place, LBD. It was basically the size of my fridge.
I would assume it's going to be bigger than that because.
No, we're talking like foot space, not height. Height is different.
Okay.
But the actual diameter of it and the amount of floor space it would take was my fridge. And I looked and went, where in God's name am I going to put this?
In your
and
bed.
how would I get it up the stairs?
In your bed is the only place it's going to go.
Oh wow.
Where do I hang my coat? Just hang it on the power armor.
Right.
Right.
Who do you cuddle with? The power armor.
Yeah. Heck of a coat rack.
Interesting.
Factual information.
Yes, indeed.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
And the funny part is, there's still on some days I think in the back of my head going, I could have made it work, and then my brain goes, no, dummy, you couldn't have. There was nowhere you could have put that.
Nope. So you would have to take down most of your stuff, and it would have to go in a corner, like either in your right corner, where you like on where your computer is, basically where you're sitting right now, on that right, on that, or on that left. One of those things would have to go away.
Oh,
you'd have to,
the glass cases would have to go, and it would have to go right there. It's the only place it would sit where it wouldn't be in the way.
Not only that, but you would also have to chop half your desk. Like you wouldn't even have to have that big. You couldn't have that big of a desk.
No, actually, if I got rid of the little shelving unit here and pulled the desk over, it would fit fine. But the problem is,
That means
again,
you're still getting rid of both sides, then not just one. You're still
I'm aware of that. But the problem is, the thing is like 400 pounds because the base of it is solid plaster.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be solid. It's got to be solid at the bottom of it to hold all that weight.
Right.
Again,
for sure.
I didn't buy it, and I'm glad I didn't, because again, I don't have the space.
Yeah, no. Younger Sean might be upset at you, but older Sean thanks you.
Yeah, like the Ecto 1 is like probably the last large item I bought that I found somewhere where it could sit and be fine. Mind you, I need to dust it because now it really does look like the old Ecto 1 from the barn. I was looking at it the other day.
Get a blow dryer.
No. What I'm actually gonna do is I was looking at this thing.
Send
on
it
Amazon.
to the car wash.
Well, there is a feather duster that's on an electric motor, so it spins.
Okay.
So that's what I'm gonna get that and just get one of those to clean it off, because it'll be that way.
Be careful, because some of those pieces are delicate, so you would have to be very careful with how fast that motor
Oh
is.
no, I'm not using it for the top hatch. I'm just using it for the sides and the like glass and stuff. No, the top. The only way to clean the top is with canned air. There's no way that I would even think
Yeah, I
of
was
like
about
trying
to say,
to.
why don't you just get a canned air thing and blow it off?
Or get an
Well,
electric
'cause-
air blower. I have an electric one
Well,
here.
the
Or
reason why. Or I
you
can answer
can
I
go
can
to
answer your question.
TikTok shop
Hmm.
and go buy one of those Fantic little vacuum
That's what I'm-
cleaners.
Yeah.
But there's a thing on. I've got one, and there's a thing where you put it on the other end, and it actually turns into a little blower.
That's what
Okay.
I have.
Here's, gentlemen, if I could, between the two of you for a second.
No,
No, you can't.
no. But you need to do
No.
this.
I don't want to blow the dust around in my room. I actually want to kind of clean it up off of it because that dust has to go somewhere if I blow it off of it.
Okay.
Well,
if you get a feather duster that does this right here, and you go at that thing, it's going to those feathers are going to grab something on that piece and break it.
Yeah.
That
Well,
makes
no, I'm
zero sense of doing that.
well, no, I'm
Well,
not.
LBD
I'm not.
saying.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's why I said it's only going to be for the sides, like the parts that don't have anything hanging out, like flat surfaces.
I'm gonna tell
I'm
you
not-
something right now. For like you get this whole electric thing. For that, just
Mhm.
get yourself like a beauty brush, like for makeup, and
Yeah.
do that. Most collectors do that. You get a big beauty brush, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like you're gonna spend all this money. You might as well spend it on something. Get something a little bit cheaper that's still efficient.
And you can
Or
still put your makeup on too.
There you go.
yeah, true.
I just clean it by hand, to be honest, like a car. That's what I would actually do.
No,
Detailer spray and a microfiber cloth. That's what I would
have
clean
a-
it.
Sorry, I just had this vision me taking it to the SO car wash. Going, yeah, I'd like to get the wax on this too, please.
Didn't-
honestly,
As you see the
I,
big
I
brush
like
come
new
down and
car
the Ecto
smell.
as you see the big brush come down, the Ecto 1 just exploding into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
The best part about using those brushes, like those makeup brushes, is like it'll grab everything and it'll get into those nook and crannies without like damaging things.
Yeah, that's an idea. I do have
Get
another
you
idea.
a pine tree scented, air freshener for the.
No, I have to get a
Review.
1/6 scale pine scented.
Once it scale black
Well
ice,
said.
make sure it's black ice.
I don't even think they make ones. You know what? I take it back. They make a lot of
No,
miniature
they
things.
make
so there's
mini
probably-
everything. They make mini
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I was watching this one guy who uses mini kitchen cookware to make small
Mhm.
meals.
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, he was making the lasagna, and I'm going, it's kind of cool, but that's a lot of work for nothing.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Piece of lasagna the size of a postage stamp. Okay,
Yeah.
I've been slaving over this all day. But yeah,
Jeez.
I think the makeup brush is actually a really good idea. I think I'll probably do it that way because I was looking at it the other day and went, wow, you're really starting to look like the movie Ecto 1. A little too much.
Hey there. You need to change your background there, Sean. Still says 7 o'clock.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
Well then.
False advertising.
Well, I was gonna say, but yeah, when it comes to, here's the thing: you can get more than one
Yeah.
size makeup brush, so you can get into certain crevices that the big one, because the big one's good for the outer layer that you were talking about. You're trying to do that big like electric one. You get a big one to get the outer layers and stuff. Like it'll still get nooks and crannies in that, but for like the top, you can get a smaller one and kind of get
I
in
just
there.
want to point out, LBD seems to have a lot of knowledge on makeup brushes.
I
Well,
wasn't gonna say
hello.
it, but
I have a ton of statues that
Yeah,
are
have
not
you seen
inside
the stuff behind him?
that are not
Mm.
inside Funko boxes that get protected by cardboard. I have to dust these things.
I don't know. Andrew's not judgmental, and he seems to pick up on it. He sees things we don't.
yeah, that's right. My mental image is just, I'm brushing off my statue as he's putting his makeup on in the mirror.
Absolutely.
Oh God! I'm just seeing it with big hoop earrings, going, "Hey, Cholo."
Hey, listen. All I know is I didn't have to pay for mine because I grabbed one of the ones that wasn't being used, and it probably was never going to be used, and that thing has been a lifesaver for my collection.
Yeah.
And
There's a dollar
relationship
store near
with
here.
it.
I'll just check it out and see if I can pick it up there.
Check it out.
Hey, Cholo.
Mhm.
Stop. Don't do that anymore.
I'm sure you can get some little fancy ones. You don't like to do anything halfway. He needs
Pink
a
Pony
specific
Girl.
wood. He needs a specific texture to hold in his hand. Everything's got to be fancy. Like he needs
Well,
to get a fedora. He can't
prefer
just get a hat.
ivory.
He's got to get a fedora. You know what I mean?
I haven't got one yet, but I do have a wicked sunburn where my hair parts from being outside over the past couple of weeks.
Wicked.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize it until this
Totally.
morning. I went to go grab a shower, and I was like, "Why is this hurting?" And then I look in the mirror and went, "Oh wow, that is a red sunburn." So, well, I don't.
Okay.
Nothing against anyone who wears baseball caps. I just don't like baseball caps. I don't know. I don't think they look right on me. So,
Yeah, that wouldn't look right on you.
so
Yeah.
I mean,
All
if I
right.
can get me a proud Tennessee hat, I would.
Yeah.
Although
There
I
you
keep
go.
coming across,
Prime.
your volunteer Tennessee Vol shirts all over the place at used stores here.
Vols, not
Vols, whatever.
voles.
Vols.
You say volunteer?
Yes, we do.
Well,
Are you making fun of my accent, boy?
Well, we don't say volunteer down here.
Great. You went from
Vol.
Southern to Dutch to Maritimes back to Southern all in one sentence. I'm impressed.
Speaking of that, I just started watching the 18 whatever show that I'm on the last episode right now.
What, 1883?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to quote Mitch's favorite movie, he's very cosmopolitan.
Mhm.
I am.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap things up because I was hungry and I want some food.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
gonna wrap things up. I want to say thank you for everybody that came out tonight. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, thank you LBD, Quickdraw, Andrew, and Mitch, and we will catch you guys on the next one.
Later.
Later.